there is a lack of trust within this community, period, bottom line. And that's going to take healing. That's going to take us acknowledging as a police department, not just here in Baltimore, but law enforcement as a whole, that we've been part of the problem. Out of trying to be part of the solution, we have become part of the problem. And when we acknowledge that and understand, we can start to heal. The community needs to hear that. Community needs to hear from us that we see that we haven't been part of the solution and that we have to now evolve.
All right. I mean, I would argue that this prosecutor woman is part of the problem. But joining us now is Roger Simon, co-founder of PJ Media, award-winning novelist, and his feature, Diary of a Mad Voter, debuts on Monday at pjmedia.com. All right, Roger, you wrote a piece, Why Baltimore is an American Tragedy. You know, we're finding out more and more about Baltimore now. The knife, where the prosecutor said it wasn't illegal, so it was false imprisonment on the part of 2 officers. Now that knife probably was illegal in Baltimore. Even Sunny Hostin on CNN is saying she has problems with what this prosecutor is doing and how she's doing it. This is going to blow up, is it not?
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing is so sad. I mean, it's pathetic when we think about it. I mean, it's miserable. I mean, race relations in this country were headed in the right direction before we had Obama. I mean, something has gone seriously wrong, and that's not just because, listen, I was in Baltimore, as it happens, 3 weeks ago, because I was on a college tour with my daughter. We went to Johns Hopkins. And the city looked terrible, I have to admit it. I mean, it really looked like a mess. You wouldn't want to live there. On the other hand, something should be done. It's doing something for the city. All this cop stuff is a false narrative.
Yep.
I mean, it's really what the story is Baltimore has lost 1/3 of its population.
But Roger, this is just another example of what's going on. I mean, and you know, since the shooting, as of a couple of days ago, since the whole unrest in Baltimore, as of a couple of days ago, you had 6 dead people and 12 shootings, and those are probably all black people being killed by other black people. And this is in city after city after city around the country. It's
terrible, and it's so sad, and it doesn't have to be. You know, there were some good ideas that were put forward. I'm not a huge Rand Paul fan. I'm mixed. But he had some great ideas about what to do about the cities. I mean, which were really Jack Kemp's old ideas about, you know, opportunity zones and making them tax-free and encouraging entrepreneurs and all that. But no one does anything. No one even tries it. I mean, that's you know, the old Great Society money down the sewer thing's been done for 50 years.
Yes.
And obviously it didn't work.
No.
So let's try something new. But no one does.
$22 trillion over the many, many decades of failed policies. It is a disgrace. It really is. All right. Ben Carson, you mentioned Johns Hopkins. Ben Carson from that area, and of course, chief of pediatric neurosurgery at Johns Hopkins at one point. He's in the race. Carly's in the race. And of course, we led our show off today with Mike Huckabee. He's in the race. What's your take on them?
Well, you know, it's really why we're doing a Diary of a Mad Voter is so many people are going to be in this race within a month. Almost 13 people on my block are going to be in this race. So I don't even know. So that's why the logo is me going like this. It's going to be hard for us to keep it all straight. I mean, look, there's an embarrassment of really good candidates, and you know, the first 3 senators came out, Rubio and Paul and Cruz were all good guys, and Carly is doing very interesting stuff, and you know, and Carson's got a life story like nobody in America, and then Huckabee has been around for ages, but he's been trying to do his stuff too, and that's just the beginning. Who else is going to jump into this thing?
No,
maybe more.
You're absolutely right about the life story of Ben Carson, who was the first to separate conjoined twins at the head. I mean, how many people actually know that? I think that's something he needs to talk about more. But also, you know, you got Carly, and she's a female, and you got black, and you got Hispanic, and you got. I mean, the Republican Party has an embarrassment of riches when it comes to their candidates, I believe.
Yeah, they do, but they're all running behind Hillary.
Well, and you know what? She has an embarrassment of riches also.
She sure does. You know what's the scariest thing, and I'm going to write about this shortly. The scariest thing is, what if she wins?
Oh, God.
Because here's what I mean, what if she wins, not just the policies, but what it says about America. Because we already know she's a liar. I mean, most presidents become liars after they're president. She's a liar first.
Yeah. Oh, look, Roger, if she wins,
what does it say about us?
It really means I think it means we're done. I really do, because she right now has a 25% honesty rating, and if she wins with that kind of an honesty rating, it's really over. That means money bought it for her, and she got away with everything. And I don't know what it says for our future, but it ain't good. But I'm sure we'll be reading about it in Diary of a Mad Voter. Just if you're going to open your window and shout out as mad as hell, I'm not going to take it anymore. Let me know. Roger, good talking to you. We'll speak to you next week.
Bye-bye.
All right, Roger Simon. Give Me 5 is next, folks. Don't go away.